range. Same with grasses, but weed, man, they're right at the top of the list. And it is ragweed this time of year. Like peak season for ragweed is in the very high range. Mold spores continue in the high range as well. Now, current temperatures as of noon range from 96 degrees in Chevy Chase right now, 90 degrees in Springfield, 91 in Largo, Bowie, and Fort Washington and Waldorf. Temperatures in the city are a bit warmer. In fact, 95, the latest report officially from Reagan National Airport. As we get through the afternoon and evening hours, temperatures will max out probably around 3 or 4 o'clock and then slowly drop into the lower 90s. We think for the first pitch down at the ballpark tonight as we play the Phillies again. Hopefully with a different outcome tonight. Temperatures about 90 degrees at first pitch. Will stay very muggy with temperatures dropping into the middle 80s later in the game. There's a stationary front to the north, and real simply what it does, this is the hot and humid air to the south. Cooler air, still kind of muggy to the northeast, and cooler and drier air will be developing across the Great Lakes, and that will be moving in our direction. The question is, when? And it looks like it's probably going to be early on Sunday morning before the drier air starts to make inroads into our area. Our futurecast tomorrow shows we're still in this big wedge of hot and humid air. As we get through the late afternoon hours, a few showers could pop to the west, but we think for tomorrow night with this front that it'll probably be closer to 11 o'clock, midnight, or even after when the showers and storms come through. Early on Sunday morning, we'll still have some cloudiness left, some lingering showers, but a big change in the wind direction to the northwest, bringing some breezy conditions, eventually cooler and drier air. So you may wake up to some clouds, maybe a lingering sprinkle or shower early on Sunday morning, then progressively through the day as high pressure builds in, the weather will improve. So you see a real change side by side for Saturday and Sunday. For tomorrow, hot and humid. It's going to be at least 96. It's probably going to feel like 102 in the afternoon with humidity levels, showers and storms later in the evening at night. So for outdoor activities, despite the heat, expect a dry day. Sunday will go the other way with an isolated shower ending, then turning somewhat more pleasant through the balance of the day. And the news gets even better. We get into Monday. It'll be very pleasant. Here's our forecast for FedEx Field. Opening day for the football season as the Steelers come to town, take on the Redskins at FedEx. Looks about game time 70 to 75, the range of temperatures. That's pretty good. So it's going to be terrific. And also catch our tailgate party. Enjoy parts of that live in Good Morning Washington starting at 4:25 Monday morning. All right, the next 7 days, 96, 97, 98, somewhere in there today. Probably much the same tomorrow. And then the cold front brings the relief as we get through Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. But are we finished with the 90s? Maybe not. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Thank you, Doug.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Well, tonight is the season premiere of ABC's 2020. It's a 2-hour special edition, and ABC News correspondent Ryan Smith joins us now with more on a story that he's put together, a murder mystery involving a soccer mom who was running an escort service, and sadly, it ended tragically. Tell me a little bit about the story tonight that everyone's going to see on 2020. I mean, what happened? This mother, you know, obviously soccer mom. This was so surprising when it took this turn.
Right, Lindsay, I mean, this is one of those stories that is not only heart-wrenching, but really disturbing in many ways. A young mother of 3 disappeared one day in 2007. Unexplained, and then it was years before they found her remains. But in the heart of all this, she was running a business on the side to keep her family afloat, a business where she was providing different types of escort services. When she was actually found, there was a man who was one of her clients who was brought in for questioning, police eventually charging him with murder, with kidnapping. He is now on trial right now, a jury deciding his fate as we speak. And in all of this, what was so complicating for authorities and police was trying to find out who may have done this, because with so many different clients, such a complicated background that she had, police were left wondering, could it be any of a number of men or possibly other people who had it in for this young mother of 3. So this is one of those cases where the very thing that defined her life later after she went missing was one of the things that made it tough for them to prosecute this case.
And, you know, Paige Burchfield, as you mentioned, a mother of 3. Did you get a chance to talk with her children or any of her family?
I got a chance to talk to her father, and this was a man who had been searching for justice for nearly a decade. He had dedicated his life to finding his daughter and now to seeking justice. I talked to him just a little while ago about what this whole process has been like, this odyssey to get to this point, and how he would feel, whether, depending on what the verdict was. And he mentioned to me that, you know what, he can't control what the jury does. He can't control what happens in a case like this. All he can do is hope for the best, and that he's happy that someone is there speaking on behalf of his daughter. He made another point, too, that they're referring to her in court as Paige, not as the victim, not as a mother, not as some disaffected person, but as a real human being who lost their life. That was very important to him. The jury has been deliberating for a week today, and that's a long time. Leads people to believe a lot of different things. Are they still sorting through the evidence, and what are they considering in all of this? Because it's one of those cases where there's not a lot of direct evidence, but for prosecutors, all the circumstantial evidence seems to point to a former client of Paige Bergfeld's, Lester Jones.
Thank you. And the special edition of 2020 will air tonight on ABC 7. Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, what Wells Fargo is accused of doing, it's going to anger a lot of customers. The bank has already fired more than 5,000 employees in the aftermath of this scandal.